Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. It is Friday, March 11th. Oh my goodness. I am so excited about what we're going to be bringing to you today. And all because of the questions that you guys bring to the stage. I'm just loving being here every day in the Pill Method room, talking about how to pay off mortgages in 7 years. You are going to love what you hear today. But to kick it off, we've got Jared in the house. Jared, tell us who you are and also tell us where you are in the world because you know you're a mover and a shaker.
Yeah, I'm in Houston right now and on my way to Austin. Really excited for South by Southwest. But hey, what's up, everybody? You are in the best room on Clubhouse. This is the Pill Method Club, the Pill Method Room, how to pay off mortgages in 7 years. And click that greenhouse at the top. Make sure you follow the club. And when you follow the club, read the about description. That'll give you a preview into what this room is about, what the P, the I, the L, and the L stands for. And this room is all about looking at interest in a different type of way and focusing more on interest cost versus interest rate. And with this method, you'll be able to save thousands and thousands of dollars on your car loans, your student loans, as well as your mortgages and refinances. So definitely make sure you ping people into this room, click that share button, share this room on Clubhouse. And also, I opened up the chat where I'll be dropping instructions on how to get this on your screen because we're streaming this on LinkedIn, Twitter. Just a little. What do you say?
Yeah, I'm going to chime in a few.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you're great.
Okay. Cool. Chime in, 10K. Just go for it.
No, he said he'll be back in a few. He's with the kids.
Okay.
I'm with the real CEO.
Gotcha. Okay, sorry about that. All right, yeah. So I'm going to put in some instructions on how to see this live on your computer screen because we're streaming this on Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, as well as Facebook. But we have ice10kvideos.com where you can go and see it on YouTube. So I will tell you more about that in the chat. But feel free to write questions in the chat. If you are on the streaming platforms, go ahead and put your questions in the chat as well and share it to your network, retweet it, all that good stuff. So with that being said, we're going to do some moderator intros. But before we do that, I'm going to pass the mic to Don so he can set the stage for who he is, what he does, and what you're going to be able to get out of this room. And this room is all about being interactive. It's a 2-hour room, but the room goes by really quickly and the stage fills up fast. So make sure to raise your hand, come on stage with a question, and you'll get the benefit of finding out something new in terms of how you can approach 2022, and the people in the audience will benefit from it as well. So with that being said, I'll pass it to Don.
All right. My name is Don Daniel. I'm the founder of Pill Method International, a better way to eliminate debt. And folks, we are here today to teach people how to read and understand an amortization schedule. What is that? It's the way the bank charges interest. You know, I've talked to people over a number of years, and I ask the question often, have you ever had a class on how the bank charges interest, how they make their money, and how you can defeat it? The answer just keeps coming back, no. Well, we're going to talk about how you can eliminate up to 75% of your interest costs, not your interest rate, but your interest cost. We're going to focus on the cost, not the rate. And when you do that, you can make all kinds of good decisions about your money. In fact, you can pay off all of your debt in an average of 7 to 9 years. Come on now. With your current budget, with the amount of money you're making now. You don't need more money. You just need to learn how to pay less interest. And we're going to talk about some of those techniques on how to pay less interest. Now, not only that, but we have what Jared calls Fintech. All right. We have an artificially intelligent cloud-based computing system that does all of the math, and it acts like a financial GPS unit. It tells you how much money to move, what month to move it in, because you don't put that money on the debt every month. Okay. How much money to move, what debt to put it on, what month to do it in, what day of the month to do it on. And when we do that, we'll be able to calculate the maximum amount of interest savings per dollar. And 10K taught me this. He says, Don, here's how I understand what you're saying. If you can save $6 in interest for every dollar you apply, I mean, you just do the math, folks. You can save $6 for every dollar you apply to principal. Then why would you ever want to save 3? And how would you know the difference without a way to measure? Folks, this is what we're providing. We're providing a way to measure so that you can optimize your interest savings and make sure that you pay the least amount that's mathematically possible, and then take the savings in interest and develop your own family bank, taking you all the way to generational wealth. Oh my goodness, what a program. I'm so excited to get started, Jared, and get into the first questions. What do you say this morning, sir?
I say let's get into it. And actually, for the sake of Robin, who's on the stage, if the moderators don't mind, I would love to jump into a question first, and then after her, we'll get into moderator intros. Is that all right, everybody?
That's perfectly fine.
All right, great. Because I want the audience to know, like, what is the P.I.L.L method? So before we get into it, I need everybody to click that share button, because Don is about to give you a master class on, whatever the question is going to be. So just click that share on Clubhouse. All right, and I'm going to put in some gem emojis. Click share, and you'll see the number change. So let's get that number up. Let's share this in the hallway. This is an incredible generational wealth building and transforming method. So let's ping people in the room. And Robin, she's on the phone. All right. Hopefully she gets off. But until she gets off, I'm going to pass it to Kenyatta, and she can explain how you can see this live on your screen.
Good morning, good people. My name is Kenyatta. You can find me at kenyatta10k.com, and do yourselves a favor right now and go to ice10klivevideos.com. That's videos with an S, and it'll take you straight to YouTube where you can view these examples, but do not stop there. Go ahead and subscribe, like, share, comment, do all the things.
Thank you, Kenyatta. Kenyatta, where are you in the world right now?
I'm home.
Okay. You're a traveler too. All right. Well, she's still on the phone right now, Jared. So keep going.
Yeah. So we're gonna go to moderator intros. I think she's probably on ice10kvideos.com on her phone.
Oh.
Let's see if she comes back. But Credit Goddess, please introduce yourself. All right. She might be away. Valley, I'll pass it to you.
Good morning. Happy Friday. My name is Valley Sears Jones, and I am in the great state of Texas. We love all things real estate here. Even in this crazy market that we're in, it is always a perfect time to buy and sell and invest. But I am a licensed real estate agent. We love helping buyers fire their landlord so they can become the lord of their own land. We work with many sellers and investors to liquidate assets and acquire many others. And I continuously come to this room to support this room because I know the power of the message that Don is here to share with you all today. So let's get it.
All right, Bernita.
Grand Rising. Always love being here in the P.I.L.L method. Thank you, Jared, for bringing me up. Thank you, Don. My name is Bernita Odell. I am a award-winning writer, creative, and I sit deeply in the equity and inclusion and anti-racism space as a strategist. And so I keep coming into this room, one, because I just shared out this room as change your financial outlook, change your financial life. We always talk about generational wealth in this space. And as it leans up against the work that I'm doing with our community, I believe in Black people thriving. I really, really believe in our community thriving, and that there are actionable steps that we can learn to be equipped, empowered to own and leverage the monetary impact of our creative and cultural contributions in this country and around the world. So I'm excited for today's conversation. My brand is called America's Hot Sauce. Why? Because Black people are America's hot sauce.
Come on.
Own it. Bernita done speaking.
Bernita, I love that.
Oh, Don, you didn't know about the hot sauce?
No.
Oh, yes.
Oh, come on now. My mother introduced me to
hot. There's a deeper story to it, but we are.
Listen, let's get together offline. I'd love to hear it.
Absolutely.
Okay. Jared.
All right. So Olivia, I believe, may be occupied. So I'll do a quick intro for her. If she's not, she can mic. But she's a realtor, credit repair expert. She talks about stocks, cryptos, REITs, and she works with ESP. If you're looking for something in the New York, New Jersey, and probably other regions, you should tap in with Olivia. And last but not least, we'll go.
And it's my birthday. Yay.
Oh, it's your birthday. All right.
Happy birthday, beautiful.
Hey.
Thank you. But I'm out right now, but thank you so much, Jared.
No problem. So let's go ahead and get her a birthday present and get her to 20,000 in this room. We got 57 people in here. Everybody, let's give her some birthday love and give her a follow. And that'd be cool if it turned into 20 in this room. So appreciate that. Up next is Dr. Truth.
Hey, Jared, real quick before we proceed, right? Since it's Olivia's birthday, I'm pretty sure there are some amazing audience members who might need to have their credit reviewed and or possibly worked on. So why don't you tap in to Olivia's bio, tap on to Liv, does credit. I think I'm saying it right. And, book a consultation.
Live with credit, but thank you.
There you go, live with credit. There you go. Listen, everyone can definitely utilize having their credit at least reviewed, so you can look at how to properly optimize your credit. And with that, you can use the P.I.L.L method to lower your interest on the loans you're paying. Better credit scores will qualify you for better rates. So they both go hand in hand. So thank you, Jared.
Happy birthday, Olivia.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, so Don, it looks like we lost our question. So if you're in the audience and you have a question around your mortgage, refinance, your student loans, car loans, etc., please raise your hand, come on stage. And if you're online, make sure to go ahead and be involved. Write your question in the chat, and we will prioritize you as well. So Don, what example do you want to start with first?
Well, let's see. Credit Goddess, if you're back, when you get back, please flash your mic so we'll know you're back, because we want you to introduce yourself as well. I just happen to have an example to just give people a little background, especially if you're new to the room. Here's what I need you to do, folks. If you're new to the room, I need you to go ahead and click the green mansion at the top and give us a follow. We need to get this information out. When I show you when I'm getting ready to show you, you're going to know you need to get this information out. People need to know how to read and understand an amortization schedule. And I'm going to show you just the basics. Now, here, what I'm getting ready to show you is not everything that we do. I mean, it's only just a few minutes. I mean, we've got this thing is very complicated. So you don't think I'm going to give you just enough information to be dangerous. So please, what I'm getting ready to show you is not everything, but I'm telling you, what I'm getting ready to show you, you will know more about how loans actually work than 99% of the people who are in the lending industry. Are you hearing me right now? So folks, listen, we're going to get ready to show you. So go ahead and follow me, follow the club. And then if you're in here and you want to see this example, you want to go to ice10kvideos.com, go to our YouTube channel, and here's what you're going to do. You're going to click on subscribe, and then you're going to like some of these videos, because the more videos you like, you are actually helping to move this message along and to get it out to not tens, not hundreds, not thousands, but millions of people who are watching these videos. And you can help get this out there to people. So please help us out, get this message out, and I'm going to show you exactly why you are doing this. But first, I want to say hi to Mita. She's in St. Thomas, Virgin Islands. She's got quite a story, folks. I'm telling you, she was one of the major players in, anybody know anything about the real football? You know, we call it soccer, and they call it football. But have you heard of FIFA? I'm telling you, she is a major player in FIFA. to make sure that everybody around the world gets to understand, see soccer, and been involved in putting on the World Cup. These are the kind of people that come into this room. Mita, thank you so much for showing up. You need to raise your hand and come up on stage and tell people who you are. Don't be shy. All right. Listen, folks, let's go ahead and get started and show you what's going on here. All right, Kurt, listen, man, how are you this morning? He's standing in the background. He's so busy. All right, YCO in the building. We're going to come back to you in just a minute, lady. So let's go ahead and bring this up. All right. And there it is. All right, there we go. And boom. So, folks, here we are. Let me know when we've got it on the screen, Kurt.
We've got it on the screen.
Thank you, sir. How to pay off mortgages and all other debt in about 7 years. So the basics are this: 90% of the people you know with a mortgage will never own their home free and clear. That's just the fact of it. 30-year mortgages should pay off in an average of 7 to 9 years. Not just your 30-year mortgage. Did you realize that the average family has 13 different debts? And all of that can be wiped out in an average of 7 to 9 years. And how do we do that? The only way that that can happen is that we optimize interest savings. Don't focus on how much you owe. Focus on the interest on what you owe, and then optimize the savings. That's how we do that. Our goal is for you to own your home free and clear and be debt free. Take that money and invest it in your families. Become your own family bank. Remember that, okay? So here's what we're doing. You can do this without refinancing, not necessary, okay? You can do it without change to your budget, meaning you can make the same amount of money you've always made right here. You don't have to have more money to get out of debt. You just need to pay less interest. So you can do that without change to your budget and without sacrificing lifestyle. You don't have to eat beans and rice and ramen every day. You don't have to drive a 30-year-old car to make this work. You don't have to cut up your credit cards. You don't have to do any of that. You do not have to stay home and not go anywhere and do anything. You can live life to the full and get out of debt and save money. All right. Why? Because we're going to cut it back on the bank side of the ledger and cut that interest cost by 75%. Okay, I did not stutter. It is about 75%. And here's where you will not hear this information. So please don't take the information you learn here and take it back here to your accountant, to your financial planner, even to your banker, because I guarantee you what you're getting ready to learn today, they did not learn in their education to get their licenses or their certifications. Okay, it's not talked about. It's not talked about what we're going to be talking about today. So here's where you will also not get this information. Dave Ramsey, Susie Orman, Gene Chatsky from NBC, or Larry Burkett. Not that their information is not good. The information is good. Why won't you hear P.I.L.L method information from these people? What we're going to be offering you today is because I own the copyright. They would have to have permission to share what we share. You're getting it. You don't have to ask for permission. Just because you showed up, you're going to get it. Dave Ramsey cannot use my information because he didn't have permission. But you are going to get it right here, right now, just because you showed up. All right. So, and why? Why is that? The ability to read and defeat an amortization schedule. Uh-oh. Went too far, too fast. Come on, slides. Don't mess with me now. The ability to read and defeat an amortization schedule is not taught at any level of financial education. Folks, we have financial experts on this stage today. All right. And let's see. We're going to go and what does P.I.L.L method stand for? And Jared, when I go over this, what P.I.L.L method stands for, I'm going to stop just to see if anybody's on the stage. All right, we're going P.I.L.L method stands for prepayment of principal, isolation of principal amounts, leverage, and liquidity. Prepaying your principal, meaning giving the bank money before your next payment is due is called a prepayment, and it saves you money. You'd be amazed at how much money in interest that can save you. Isolating the principal amount means you have to give the bank a certain amount of money at a certain time to make sure you're getting the biggest bang for your buck. What does that mean? That you will save the maximum amount of interest per dollar. Leverage, meaning what is the smallest amount of money I can give to save the largest amount of interest by looking at the cost benefit ratio. How do I get the biggest cost benefit ratio? How do I get the biggest bang for the smallest amount of money? That's what we're talking about there. And then liquidity, using all of your finances to work together. All right. People don't understand that even your credit cards are valuable. The money that you have in your pocket is valuable. The money that you have in the bank is valuable. And we use all of your resources to manage your debt and kill interest in such a way that you never, ever thought of before. So, Jared, we're going to take a quick break here. Do we have any questions anywhere?
Yes, we do. Jalen, thank you so much for coming to the stage. Please let us know what your question is.
Good morning. Thanks so much for having me. My question is about, I'm really excited about learning this information. This is great. I own 2 homes, so this will be, really critical in building generational wealth for my family. But I read, I was attending a different seminar, and they mentioned something about using your credit card to pay mortgage interest to also help eliminate or eliminate this debt even faster. So I just wanted to know, is that something that's discussed in your program? Is that a valid approach? Is that a scam? Open to feedback there.
All right, Jalen. What you're talking about is called velocity banking. Did that term come up in your seminar?
I think I was just a little bit shocked to hear it, period. So I'm not entirely sure what term they use.
You're correct. That's velocity banking.
Okay, that's velocity banking. So what we're going to be talking about, Jalen, is why it's so shocking. And then we're going to do a whole thing on this. Can you help me out?
Absolutely.
All right. So now, why is that so shocking that you would use credit card money to help pay down a mortgage? Talk to me about that. Why would that be shocking to you?
It was shocking to me because it just hadn't really occurred to me before
Mm-hmm.
To use it in that way.
Mm-hmm.
And the amount of money that you're actually saving or using compared to what you would be spending in interest with your mortgage is always a shell shocker. Every time I look at my mortgage, I'm shell shocked. So
Okay. So and listen, and it's totally understandable. Now, here's what we do. We don't do velocity banking here, but velocity banking works. And here's why it works. And I'm going to give you a little background on that. Are you ready?
sure.
Oh, now on my screen, I have a $350,000 mortgage at 3%. Okay. And the payment on that is $1,475.61 a month. So here's what we're talking about is when we look at these loans, we have to take a look at how much interest we're paying each month. On this loan, it starts out at $875 a month interest on line 1. That's the first payment. Just the amount of interest is $875. The amount that goes to principal, actually paying down the loan, is just a little over $600. Are you in a position to actually see this on your computer or tablet?
I cannot.
Okay, that's okay. We're going to go ahead but you'll be able to see it on the replays. How's that? Okay,
Splendid.
So here's what we're talking about. I had a client who had $1,200 on a credit card. $1,200 on a credit card, and is at 12% interest. And they were saying, we need to pay off this credit card because $1,200, 12% interest. Who wants to pay 12% interest, right? So, but my program was telling them to ignore that $1,200 credit card and just make the minimum payment. I said, well, what sense does that make? I don't want to pay credit card interest because it's higher than my 3% mortgage interest. So by looking at interest rate, we can make a serious mistake. So I said, let's do a little bit of math. All right. So if we do a little bit of math and understand how credit cards really work, 12% a year for a credit card is 12% annual percentage rate, meaning it's 1% a month. 1% a month, 12% a year. Now, if we pay off the credit card this month, I explained, you will save 1% of $1,200. And when they did the math, it says, oh, if I pay this credit card off, all I was going to get charged was $12 in interest. I said, that's right. So by paying that credit card off completely, you save a whopping $12. But I'm looking at this, I'm looking at my amortization schedule here. And if this couple puts $1,200 on this mortgage and prepay that, it saves $1,748.50 worth of interest, Jalen.
Mm-hmm.
So the $1,200 you could use to pay down the credit card. So here's how you can set this up. Okay, let's just say, how do we set this up so that we don't have to pay cash advance fees? So I'm gonna give you, I'll give you a little hint here.
Okay.
If the same companies that accept a check or online payments to pay your bills, like your streaming services or your cell phone or your insurance payments, those people also take your credit card for payment.
Right.
So if you use your credit card for those payments, then that leaves more money in your bank account. Okay.
Okay.
If it leaves more money in your bank account, then let's say it would be easy to rack up $1,200 that you would owe the credit card company. So you can choose to pay the credit card company back a month from now and save $12 in interest, or you could use that money that you would pay back on the credit card and then put it on the mortgage instead, and not save $12 in interest, but save $1,748.50. And what will it cost you to skip a payment, just make the minimum payment on that? It will cost you $12 to use the bank's money in this way. So let me ask you, would you pay $12 to someone so that you could save their money, so you could save $1,700 on your mortgage?
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
So this is what they're talking about. The only thing that Velocity Banking does not do is they show you that you can save by doing this, but they don't tell you exactly how much it's going to cost you. It doesn't tell you exactly how much you're going to save by using this methodology. They just tell you that you will save, and they're right.
Mm-hmm.
But with the P.I.L.L method, we take it one step further. We're going to let you know exactly how much to pay, when to pay it. And we're going to tell you that you don't have to even use your credit card. You can use the monies that you can save in your bank account to do this with.
Makes sense.
Okay.
Makes sense.
So
And just to clarify, if we were using a combination of Velocity Banking and P.I.L.L method,
yes,
the way that you don't, I know that some people were concerned about Velocity Banking because they're like, well, wait a minute, how's that now going to impact my credit score? And the way that you avoid that is just by making the minimum payment, so there are no missed payments and no dings to your credit score. Is that correct?
That is correct. There are no missed payments.
Okay, got it.
Right. And you will pay back this loan. So the way this works if you have a computer, because we have a computer that runs all this for our clients. So if I have a person who wants to combine the two, just like you said, velocity banking, the concepts of velocity banking and the P.I.L.L method, they will use their rewards card, a card that pays them miles, a card that pays them cash back, something like that. Pay all of your bills on that card. How do you like to get paid to pay your bills?
Right.
Okay. And then so the program says, okay, you get a grace period of about 30 days. That leaves more money in your bank account so that you can hit a loan that costs you more money. So this is why we focus on interest cost instead of interest rate. The interest rate on this loan is 3%, but the interest cost every month is in the $800 range.
Right.
Because of how much you owe. So if we combine the two, we can use our money to use our credit cards to pay all of our bills. And then before the bill comes due in about 30, and we can show you how to get 30 to 45 days using the credit card money for free. All right. You say what?
I said splendid.
Okay. And then because of that, now we can put some of that money that would have gone to the credit card, put it on a more expensive debt. And then when you get paid the next month, guess what? Now you can pay the card back to zero and you get all your points, all your cash back, all your miles, or whatever it is that you want for free and not pay a dime of interest. But because you use your credit card in this way, you have more money available to put on a more expensive debt earlier. Now, people say, well, why does that matter? It matters this way. Because the interest payments you have on your mortgage or any other loan, every month they get smaller and smaller. So the more expensive interest payments are at the beginning of the loan. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So if you have an extra $7,000, let's say I have an extra $7,000 and I want to put it on this, I want to put it on my mortgage. By putting $7,000 on your principal, you bring your principal down by $7,000 no matter when you do it. You could do it in the first year. I can put $7,000 down. It brings my loan down by $7,000. I can put it when I can put $7,000 on my loan when it's the last $7,000 left on the loan. It still brings it down by $7,000. Does that make sense?
Right. Yep.
But if I do it at the beginning of the loan, I'm going to save more interest. If I do it at the end of the loan, I'm saving hardly any interest at all because I've already paid it all out.
Right.
So it matters when you put the $7,000 on. So we're not just looking at bringing your principal down by $7,000. We want to know how much interest that could save me. So in this case, in the first year of this loan of $350,000, in the first year, you would pay this loan down by $7,307. Okay. But it would cost you $10,400 in interest if you made it in 12 monthly installments.
Right.
But if you gave them the $7,300 all at once on line 1, you're paid down to line 12 on your mortgage in just 1 month. And your interest savings amount to $9,541.77.
Interesting. Now, I was under the impression, and I'm glad we're having this conversation here. I'm getting off the mic very soon, everyone.
Come on.
But
Take your time. Take your time.
I was under the impression that you could not, you could only prepay so much at a certain time.
Mm-hmm.
So you could only make one additional payment in a month as opposed to like 6 months of additional payments.
Right.
In a month.
Mm-hmm. And listen, you're not the only one. You're not the only one that's under that impression. There's a lot of information floating around out there about how to pay back a mortgage or how mortgages actually work. But what you will not hear is the math that supports those claims. Okay.
Okay.
So let me ask you a question. If you have a mortgage, and I think you do, all right, and you pay your mortgage payment, and you're walking down the street and you find a lottery ticket, and it's a winner. You cash that thing in and says, you know what? I can pay off my mortgage the next day. You write a check, you take it to the mortgage company, and they said, oh no, we will not accept your money because you're trying to pay off the mortgage all in one day. How likely is that scenario?
Right. Makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm talking about. If you can pay off the whole mortgage, then why can't you pay off pieces and chunks?
Yeah, definitely.
Does that make sense?
No, it definitely makes sense. I just thought that there was, and it could have just been, me doing research and not entirely understanding what someone is saying to me. But I thought there was like in a month, there was only so many additional payments you can make aside from paying it off completely.
Right. No, there's no limit, but what you want to do is pay the right amount at the right time. You can actually pay too much so that it hurts your interest savings. You can do that.
I think that's what I was running into.
Right.
Paying too much and it hurts you.
Yes. Okay, you can do that. All right. And because you brought that up, I'm going to bring my calculator on the screen. Listen, I am so glad that you're here because if you hadn't asked that, we wouldn't be going over this today. We'd be talking about something else. So what we're going to do now, I'm looking at my screen and I can see cumulative principal and cumulative interest. On line 12, we have a cumulative principal of $7,300 and the interest on that is $10,400 on line 12. On line 24, we could prepay $14,836.78 and save about $20,000 in interest. So if a person had plenty of money in the bank and I said, you can do line 12 or line 24, you can prepay $7,000, knock out 12 payments and save about $10,000 in interest, or you can take $14,000 out of your bank account and put it on your mortgage, knock out 24 payments and save about $20,000. Which do you think they would choose if they had plenty of money?
The second one?
Because they're looking at the big number they could save and it knocks out 24 payments, okay, that they'll never have to make because they can get rid of them all at once. Now, what we're going to take a look at is focus in on how much interest, not just how much interest we're saving, but how much interest we're saving per dollar. All right. So I'm going to give you another scenario.
Okay.
Every now and then my wife makes zucchini bread. And when she does make the zucchini bread, she puts in golden raisins. So one Sunday she's making up a batch. She's doing her thing, warming up the oven, getting things ready. And then she looks into the pantry and guess what?
No raisins.
No raisins. Doggone it. So who gets to go to the store?
You were voluntold to go.
I'm voluntold to. Oh, listen, I love that. I'm voluntold to go. Nobody ever gets that wrong. So I'm heading out the door and she says, bring me back 2 boxes. So when I get to the store, I know what brand to get, but when I get there, we have raisins in a 12-ounce box and we have raisins in an 18-ounce box. There's 2 different prices, okay, for the 12-ounce and for the 18-ounce. How do I know which one is the better value?
Right, you're looking at the cost breakdown.
Yes.
The price per unit, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Unit price. Exactly. So I'm looking at the unit price. So if I can get these raisins at 3 cents an ounce, is there any reason to pay 6 cents an ounce?
Nope.
Okay. So now if I take a look at this loan and if I prepay $7,307 and I can save about $10,000 in interest, let's do the math. Because if I put the $10,000 into a calculator, $10,400.05, and that's my interest that I would save, and I can prepay by prepaying the $7307.27. So I'm going to divide it by 7,000 $307.27. Now I can know how much interest I'm saving per dollar. And it comes out to $1.42. So for every dollar in principal I prepay, I'm going to save $1.42 in interest. Here's what this means. If you gave me $1 and I gave you back $1.42, how many times would you do that?
Many times.
Exactly. And the bank has to do the same thing. When you pay them an extra dollar, that means it makes it impossible for them to charge you an extra $1.42 every time you do it. So we're saving $1.42 for every dollar. Now on line 24, we're going to take a look at that. So we're going to put in the 20,577.86, and we're going to divide that by the 14,836.78. And now I'm saving $1.38 per dollar. So if I can save $1.42 per dollar, should I ever accept $1.38 per dollar instead?
Right. No.
And so there's a point at which, and we help you to for each family, there's a point at which more becomes too much. How would you like to know exactly when that point is? It's called critical point analysis. Find out what is the least amount I can pay to get the biggest bang for my buck and take all the guesswork out of it.
Yep. Makes sense.
That's what we do.
I see.
Do you have any other questions?
What's the time commitment? And not because, I don't have the capacity to invest the time, but just so that I understand, what's the time commitment for a family or for a head of a household to go through this program and get the information they need to start implementing?
That is a very good question. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this off the screen so I can bring up another screen. So we're going to take this off. And while we're taking that off, I'm going to bring up another screen and go into it. And I'm going to show you the program that we use. The answer to your question, it takes about 20 minutes a month to update this program. Just to make sure that the program knows what's going on in your life, and then it gives you direction. So I'm putting that up on the screen, and as soon as it's ready, Kurt is going to bring it back on the live screen. There we go. We're back. And so now we're going to bring it back up on the screen, you guys. And so here we are looking at, I'm going to hit the settings. We're going to reset this account. And there we go. Now, what we've got here is,
hey Jalen, while he's doing that, I'm just giving you the timestamp. We're right around 48 minutes. So if you come to ice10kvideos.com, that'll drop you on Don's YouTube page, and then you'll just be able to kind of scrub through to about 40 minutes, 45 minutes. That's around the time your question and all these things were on screen.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome. So here's what we've got. So I've got 3 months on here right now. I can see January, I can see February, and I can see March. So we have always 3 months at a time. And so when I'm taking a look at the accounts, and John and Rebecca have $500 in checking. They've got $5,000, a little over $5,000 in savings. Their auto loan is $25,000 at 4%. Their Visa they have a $2,000 balance at 21%, and they have a $200,000 mortgage at a whopping 6% interest. All of that we have at the top of the screen. They can save $179,297 in interest they will never pay, and they will be out of debt using their current budget in 7.8 years. That's it. Pay off all of that debt in 7.8 years without sacrificing lifestyle. So when we go back to the action plan, you say, now what do they have to do? I'm just pointing and clicking. When John, because everything is preloaded into the program. When John gets paid on January 1st, $950, he just clicks on that line, clicks execute, and tells the program, I got paid. and it just disappears from the screen. It takes just a few seconds to do that. All right. And so if they go through the month telling the program how much I made and how much I get paid, then the program will then start to put these little arrows in the middle of the screen saying, this is how much money you put into your savings account. In this case, on the 5th of the month, out of the checking account, we're going to take money from the checking account and put it into the savings account, $100.90. And when we do that, we're going to highlight it and click it off too. So it only takes about 20 minutes a month to update this program.
Makes sense.
Yeah, but the program tells you exactly what to do. And in 3 months, so we start in January, by the time we hit March, the extra money will add up to about $3,000 in their savings account. So they're not taking it out of their budget, they're putting it away. All right. They're paying everything they need to pay. Plus, in this particular case, we're giving them an extra $1,300 just to have a little fun. It's already in the budget. Okay. So now when we get down to March, the program says, oh, well, we're going to take money from savings, pay off the Visa to zero because it was sitting in the savings account, not pay a little bit extra every month for a year or 2 years. We're going to pay it off in 2 months. All right. And then when we do that, the program tells us we're going to save $1,736.34 in interest we never have to pay. Wow. Now, we'll take a look back in March. We see that the mortgage payment, the regular mortgage payment, is due on the 1st. This program says pay your mortgage on the 1st, then wait 8 days. And on the 8th day, you're going to make a principal payment to that mortgage. All this money goes to principal. It's going to be $1,116.97. So based on what you just learned, Jalen, why does the program say only $1,116.97? Why does it say stop at 97 cents and not round it up?
Is it related to that critical point?
Yes.
I'm tracking with you.
You're tracking? That's the critical point. One more pennies when they start to lose money.
And we want all our pennies.
We want all of our pennies. I'm telling you, all the pennies matter. So when we put that on, we're actually saving $5,435.86 in interest when we do that. Now, just to make a point, because we have over $5,000 in savings, you see, if we did the same thing here as we did on the amortization schedule, all right, if we take the $5,435.86 and divide it by the $1,116.97, it will tell us we're saving $4.86 per dollar at this point. That's the critical point. Okay. But because I have more money in the bank, well, what if I didn't know that? It would be so easy for me to say, let's just round this thing up to $1,500. Okay. I can round it up easily to $1,500. The program does it does instantly recalculate, and it tells me now I'm saving $7,259.77. Well, if I didn't know better, I would think that was better. So we're going to put the calculator back on the screen. Remember, it was 4.86. Okay. Well, actually, it's almost 4.87 because it's 4.866, and the bank would round it up to $4.87 per dollar that you are saving. So here's what we can do. Now we're going to take the 7,000, clear that out. We're going to take the 7,259.77 and then divide it by the 1,500 because I got it in the bank. And now I'm saving 4.83. Not 4.87, now 4.83. I'm saving less per dollar. Now it's just a few cents.
Right, but it adds up.
It adds up, and especially if I have a lot of money, I'm going to put a lot down, and the loss would be even greater because I'm doing more at the wrong time.
Got it. Makes sense.
So that's what you were talking about, and that's probably what you heard. But we're the only ones that kind of zero it down and make it very clear as to why that is.
Yep, makes sense. Makes sense.
Jalen, thank you so much for your question. Do you have anything else for us this morning?
No, I'm all set. I think my head's full this morning. So
all
How
right.
does she get in touch, Don?
Well, I knew somebody's going to ask me that. So, Jalen, if you want to know more, do you see the link at the top of the page? That is ice10klive.com. And if you want to know more about what Jalen just learned, folks, you can click on that button. Go to ice10klive.com. You will see there in my digital business card, you will see a button that says get a savings and earnings report. Click that button. Follow all of the directions. When you follow those directions, we will let you into our financial form. Put all of your information there about your debt, all of the debt. Don't leave anything out because the more debt, the better for us. We love it. Put it in there. All right. Put everything in and give us a little information about your income. And we will, one of our staff members will compile all this information, give you a call, and set up a consultation for you. You will know the month, day, and year you could be debt free, just like John and Rebecca Jones here. And then how much interest you can save. Then we'll talk to you about how you can take that interest savings and create your own family bank with it and start growing generational wealth with money that the bank had counted on. But now you're saying, we're going to cut our interest costs by 75%, still pay off our house. And the money we're going to pay you, we're going to invest it and make compound interest. That's the direction we're going, folks. Anybody who wants to do that can. All you have to do is follow those simple instructions and we will be able to help you. All right, Jared, back to you, sir.
Hey, everybody. Make sure that you click that greenhouse and follow the club. Also, make sure you click on Don's profile, give him a follow as well. And Don, I would love for you to talk about the book that actually has this information in it that is available on Amazon.
Oh my goodness. So here we go, folks. We're getting ready to put that on the screen right now. And out of 33 million books on Amazon, out of 33 million, there's only one book that talks about what you have heard here today. So you want to get that book today. And not just to get the book and start getting a new financial literacy. And what do I mean by that? The old financial literacy has to go. All those things that you heard about debt, all those things you heard about whether we should refinance, whether we should put large down payments down, even trying to get the lowest interest rates. You're going to find out from us that the lower the interest rate, the harder it is to pay off your loan early. Oh my goodness. Whoever talked about that?
For which country? For which country?
Any country. All right. So here's what we're talking about, folks. We're talking about how to pay off loans the most efficient way possible. And it starts here in this book. So we've got people who are reading the book and simultaneously getting their savings and earnings report and learning all of this information at the same time. And folks, when you get the book today, guess what? That digital business card you just clicked on, I'm going to make sure you get one if you want one. So listen, 10K, tell them why they want not only the book, but the digital business card that goes along with it.
Don, if you ask two individuals, you want to be rich or poor, I don't think any's going to say I want to be poor. So why am I making this analogy? Using reading the book is a way of freeing yourself financially and also adding to your bottom line. Because the secret is not about making more money, it's paying less interest. Because if you're paying less interest, automatically you're actually earning extra income for you and your family. So not only when you read the book, you're going to be well exposed and well positioned to earn more, but don't want to make sure that you have the best tools necessary to fight the marketplace out there. So if you are a professional or you are a business, you're constantly looking to achieve more customers. You're looking to get more customers to come your way. And what a 10K card does, it puts everything all in one place, guys. Your website, your social media, your phone number, your email, all of the contact points that you have that you want to share with your clients, put it together all in one place, guys. That is known as your 10K card. So what Don has done, Don has generously prepaid for a bunch of cards. So everyone that get a copy of his books will actually receive a prepaid 10K card. So if you don't already have a book, guys, click on the link on his at the top, get a copy of his book, and most importantly, remember to fill the savings and earnings report. I heard Wiz spent a lot of money to upkeep and maintain their app. They pay for real time information. But if you don't have the current location, Wiz is not any use to you. So what the savings and earnings report does, it gives a real time location as to where you are, and then Don and his team can help to guide you through the process. So guys, step one, get the book. Step two, fill out the savings and earnings report. And then step three, claim your digital business card. All right. With that said, Don, back to you, brother.
Thank you very much, Miss Kenyatta. 10K just talks so fast. Can you go over one more time when they get the book? How are they going to get their 10K card?
Absolutely, I will. So you did yourself a favor and you bought the book. Now you screenshot the receipt, proving that you bought the book. Then you go to ice10klive.com and you follow those steps that 10K Sean just mentioned. You go to step one, step two, and then step three is going to be the second down on your right. You want to click that and upload that receipt, build out your card to your specifications, letting us know your website, email address, and your social media handles. Then what you want to do is go ahead and designate a place for us to send it since it's digital, and you'll have your very own 10K card valued at $100.
All right, Miss Kenyatta, will you please also, before we go to the next question, will you please tell people why you are the official business purpose lender for the Pill Method Room? Come on.
I am the official lender of this house, the P.I.L.L Method Room, because
Say that one more time. The what?
I am the official lender of this house, the P.I.L.L Method.
That part.
The thing of it is, you guys, the difference between the have and the have-nots is not because they have money. It's because of mismanagement of the money, right? And so this house actually have everything encompassed to make sure that you make the best decisions financially to change the trajectory of your family. With what you already have, you can grow substantially more. And so that's the reason you want to share this room. That's the reason you want to keep coming back. And that's the reason why I'll never leave.
All right, Jared, back to you. We're going to do some more questions if we can, and then we're going to do a few more mod intros. How's that?
Sounds good. Kirk, anything online?
Not at this time. We do have 20 people watching online. We're excited about that, and we want to encourage all of them. Just taking a second here to encourage all of them to ask your questions in the chat. Let us know what what you think. Give us your reactions, but also put your questions in there as well. Yeah, definitely want to make sure that we get them in there. But right now, no questions online.
So since Kurt, you're here, let's talk about the fact that you are the official live streaming expert. Tell us about all of that and what you do here for us here at the P.I.L.L Method.
Sure. The thing I love about working with Don and the team here, the P.I.L.L Method team in this room, but also online, is they are intent on getting this information out. They are intent on sharing this value, this life-changing information with as many people as possible. One of the things that I love about video is the ability to scale, the ability to explain these concepts and business practices even when we're not online, even when you're asleep. These videos are explaining those concepts to people. People can go back and watch these videos. They are here forever. What I like to call them is evergreen content. And so what I say to folks is your live stream is your digital storefront. There's no greater way for people to experience your greatness than for them to see you do it live. But there are some caveats. One of those things is you do have to want to help people, to serve people. And that is what Don has. He's a servant's heart. He could keep this thing to himself. I just want to pause there. He could keep this thing to himself, and you could keep your value, you know, the things that you have figured out, the journey that you have taken to arrive at where you are today. You could keep those things to yourself as well. Or you can share them at seminars with maybe 20 people in the room. You could share them at conferences. Maybe you're a keynote speaker and you've spoken to like 1,000, and that's awesome. We all like to be on the main stage. But Don is not only doing that, but he's sharing it in a way that allows people to consume it at their own pace, at their own time, on demand. And that's the power of live video. That's the power of content creation. That's the power of this space that we're in. And that's one of the things that I love to do is help people to leverage this vehicle called live video. We did get a question online just as I'm talking, but I wanted to make sure that people understand that's what I get a chance to do here in the P.I.L.L Method Room, is really help this message to spread across the globe. Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, 20 plus people watching today, but we've had upwards of 50, 60, 70 at times, not only here online, but even in Clubhouse. And this is the real point, is that we want to make sure that people get this answer in whatever way they see fit. We want them to have to trip over it. They've got to step over the pill method in order to continue on with their day. And that's what you got to do. Put it out in the marketplace where people exist. But yes, I'm so excited to be the official live video coach, live video expert here in the P.I.L Method Club. And if you have something that you want to share with the world in this same method and medium, hit me up, kirk10klive.com. That's my 10K card. Would love to be able to chat with you. Don, do you want to take this question here online?
Yeah, here's what we're gonna do, folks. We're gonna take the question online, and then we've got a question on stage, and then I need to hear why everyone needs their own compliance officer. We're gonna go to the official compliance.
Don't do that, Don.
The official compliance officer in the P.I.L Method Room. Come on now, listen. Go ahead. What's the question on online?
Hey, Don,
I'm putting it on screen. It is,
Well,
if you are planning to sell your house.
Hold on, Kurt.
Hey, sorry. I actually asked my friend Sabrina to come up on the stage.
Oh,
she's really busy. So I would love if we could get her question first, and then we can go on.
Absolutely.
Go right ahead.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Thanks for hosting this room. I do pop in from time to time and get a lot of really good information, and I have purchased the book. I have a question about student loan debt. Can this amortization technique also apply to student loan debt?
Yes, it can, and it should. You know, student loans kind of hang out there like, you know, household pets, you know? And I'm going to scroll down here, and we're going to actually put an example up about student loans, okay? And we actually have a name for it, Sabrina. We call it student loan larceny. You haven't seen that example yet?
I have not.
Okay, so we call it student loan larceny. Now, here's what we're talking about, folks. I'll give you just a little bit of background before we jump in. One of the reasons why student loans hang around so much is because when we're attempting to pay back the loans, when we get out of school, sometimes we're not making all the money we would like to make starting out. Okay, we make more as we advance in our careers. But for some of us, we will accept what's called an income-based payment. Have you heard of that, Sabrina?
Yes, I have.
Income-based payment. Now, with an income-based payment, they do not rework the loan and give you a new amortization schedule. What they do is use the same amortization schedule and then give you a lower payment. And oftentimes, that payment is less than the interest you would owe. For instance, if your interest cost on your loan is $200, just the interest on your loan is $200 that month, and they give you an income-based payment of $150 a month, guess what just happened? That's $50 in interest that goes unpaid. What happens to that $50 in interest? It becomes capitalized, meaning it becomes part of the new principal. You start paying interest on your interest, and before you know it, your student loan that started out at one point, even though you are making payments faithfully every single month, you end up owing more 2 or 3 years from now than you did when you first started, because that unpaid interest becomes part of the principal. How about that? So now we're going to talk about how that's called a negatively amortized loan when you do that, a negatively amortized loan. So guess what? The P.I.L.L method can handle negatively amortized loans. And we actually pay on, for our clients, we actually pay them off in an average of 5 to 7 years. I don't care how big the loans are. We'll show you how to do that. Now, here's the thing. Keep this in mind also. Even though our average time frame to pay off student loans is 5 to 7 years, that means you do have to pay off the entirety of the loan. If you are in an industry or a vocation that will forgive your loans after 10 years, okay, you have to take a look at what will my payment be for those 10 years, and then compare that with paying off the entire loan. So if you have $100,000 in student loans and your loans can be forgiven, then you will take a look at how much would I pay on those loans in 10 years. So if you would pay in 10 years, pay off about $30,000, then take the forgiveness route. If you can't, so if you're not going to pay, if you can in $30,000, that means I don't have to pay back the $100,000. If you work with us, that means we're going to save you interest, but you will pay back the entirety of that $100,000. But if you can take the forgiveness route and do the math and say, oh, 10 years, I paid off $30,000. That saves me 70 grand. There you go. All right. So that's kind of what we're going to be looking at here. But here is, we're getting ready to put on the screen right now some basics about student loan larceny. So I met a student that had $9,500 in student loans, not $95,000, Sabrina, $9,500. At 6%, payment was $50 a month. So just taking a guess, paying off $9,500, how long should it take to pay this off with $50 a month? Anybody got it? Just give me a guess. No math, just a guess. What's your feeling?
50 years.
50 years, okay? So we'll take oh, that is exactly it. Who said that?
Credit goddess.
Credit goddess.
Somebody you can know, like, and trust.
All right, folks.
One of the few.
This is what we're talking about. It actually, you're right. It takes 601 months to pay off this loan this way. And that's 50 years. How does this loan break down? At 6% interest, making that $50 payment, we're going to pay back $20,550 interest on a $9,500 loan. Now, this is legal, but how moral is this? Do you know there's legislation right now that's trying to legislate payday loans? Student loans ain't got nothing. Payday loans ain't got nothing on student loans. I'm telling you. You talk about predatory lending, here it is. $20,000 interest on a $9,500 loan that's going to take 50 years to pay off. That's a total repaid of $30,050. And the interest paid as a percentage of principal is 216%. 216% of what you borrowed is paid in interest. My goodness, how fair is that? There are people out there that are charging students this kind of money. Well, let's talk about what we can do about it, folks. Once you know how to read an amortization schedule, you can take advantage of it instead of letting it take advantage of you. So on payment number one, Miss Sabrina, on payment number one, out of that $50, $2.50 goes to principal, $47.50 goes to interest. What? Out of a $50 payment, $250 goes to principal, $47.50 goes to interest. That means in the first month, we pay this loan down to $9,497.50. In the next month, $2.51 goes to principal and $47.49 goes to interest. It only changes by a penny. So here's what I need people to know. If you make the first payment on this student loan in January, February's principal payment is only $2.51. If you take that $2.51 and also pay that in January as a prepayment, you will skip over line 2. And you will be already paid down to $9,494.99. That is the principal balance on line 2. Skip over that, and your new February payment will be on line 3 of this schedule. What just happened? You got rid of line 2 on this amortization schedule, not for $50, but for $2.51. And the $47.49 on line 2, you've just eliminated. You just canceled that. That's $47.49 you do not have to pay because you gave the bank $2.51 early. Miss Sabrina, does that make sense to you?
Yeah, absolutely, it does. So the 251, I skipped payment number 2.
Yep.
Altogether, and
Yep.
it goes down to number 3,
Mhm.
47.
Exactly.
Okay.
Now, any questions about this part before I go on to the next part?
No, I think I got this one.
Okay, great. So let's take a look at this. If we know that to be true, then we would save $47.49 for a $2.51 payment. If more people knew this, do you think they would be struggling with their student loans?
Absolutely not.
Okay, so this is why it is so important to get this information out. But take a look at this. In 1 year, if we make the payments the way the bank wants us to, in 1 year, if we make the payments like the bank wants us to, we will pay this loan down by $30.84. But the interest cost will be $569.16. That's how much goes to interest. See, it's important not only to pay, just don't pay attention to the interest rate. Pay attention to the interest cost. Because to pay this loan down the way that the bank wants us to, we only pay it down by $30, but it's going to cost us $569 in interest to do that. So let me ask you, do we have to pay this loan down if we know we're going to give the bank $30.84? Do we have to give it to them in 12 monthly installments, Miss Sabrina?
No, we don't.
Could we give it to them on line 1?
Yeah.
And pay down to line 12 in 1 month?
Wow.
Prepay the $30.84, be paid down to line 12 in 1 month, and look at what we save. All the interest payments between line 2 and line 12 get canceled. I'm sorry to yell. I just get so excited about.
No, that looks great. No, so you just paid the $30.84 for the year.
Yeah.
12 months. Wow. Okay.
And your next student loan payment for the month 2 is actually now on what line of the schedule?
13.
Exactly. How about that? And what do we save? Over $500 in interest we never have to pay by giving the bank $30.84 up front. Well, we're not done with this, Ms. Sabrina. Let's go over to this page here. Let's take a look at over 2 years worth of payments on this. 2 years worth of payments. Line 25 would mean that we would pay this loan down by $66.39. And it would cost us $1,183.61 in interest. Or could we just pay the bank the $66.39 in prepayments?
Wow. Yep.
And knock off 2 years? And save a ton of interest? Miss Sabrina, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah. So I would pay that. I would just send that as pay that as a principal payment.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Now, here's what's going on with student loans. Because they're so easy to get, most people have multiple student loans. I've met people with like 12 student loans or 18 student loans, all different amounts, differing interest rates. So how do we pay them back in the right order with the right amounts of money? If you have 10 variables, let's say if you only have 10 loans, okay? I'm going to get out of this example here. If you only have 10 loans, all right, and we're going to go out of this example and we're going to put on a new example on the screen, okay? And it's called, I'm going to put in to Google 10 exclamation point. That means 10 factorial. 10 factorial means that if you have 10 variables, and you try to figure out when you're trying to figure out what the sequence is, what is the right sequence with all of the loans that you have, there are over 3,628,800 ways to arrange those loans to make sure you're paying them off in the right sequence. If you have just 10, who wants to sit down and try to figure out of 3,628 different ways to do this the right way? Because there's only one optimum way. That's why we have a computer that does all the math. And to make it easier, our computer does factorial math. It does all the calculations, not in a, it would take an individual. I'll give you another example. You got 10 books on a shelf. Now that you know that there's 10 books on the shelf and how to I need you to rearrange those books in every possible way you can. All right. And you've got 1 through 10. Now you're going to take number 9 and put it in the first place. And then you're going to put every book in every possible place. That's 3,628,000 different ways to arrange that bookshelf. If I gave you 3 minutes to rearrange the bookshelf each time, and you worked 30 hours a week doing that, trying to cover all 3,628,000, it would take you over 100 years to arrange that bookshelf. We do all those calculations in about 3 seconds to tell you the optimum way to do something. This is what our computers do. This is why computers aren't smart. They're just fast in doing the calculations so they can tell us what to do. So we're going to move the right amount of money in the right month on the right day of the month so that you can eliminate all your student loans and pay the least amount of interest that's mathematically possible and pay off all these loans in an average of 5 to 7 years because somebody is doing factorial math in the background and just giving you instructions on what to do, like financial GPS. Ms. Sabrina, what do you think?
I think that's amazing. Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So, folks, if you want to know more about this and you know how to handle your student loans, just go to ice10klive.com at the top of the page. And then once you get there, click on the button that says get a savings and earnings report. Follow all the instructions. When you follow the instructions, it will take you to our financial form. Put in all of your student loans and your mortgage and your 2 car loans and your credit cards. Put it all in. All right. And then someone from my staff will give you a call, set up a consultation, and you'll know the month, day, and year you'll be debt free. Now, if you throw a mortgage in with the student loans, now we can't do it in 5 to 7 years. It actually goes between 7 and 9 years to pay off everything. Your 30-year mortgage, plus your student loans, plus your car loans, plus your credit cards. That's the average. Some a little less, some a little more, but that's the average, because we're going to show you how not to pay all of that interest. And then once you learn how much interest you could save, this is where the earnings part comes in. We're going to show you how to take that interest that you're saving and put it into your own family bank and start growing generational wealth with the money that the bank formerly thought was theirs. Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. All right. Do we have any other questions on stage or online?
Yes, I do have a question. Good morning, everybody. My name is Osa Okoro. I'm in the Baltimore, Maryland area, and I just popped in. I'm in your rooms often, but I just popped in and really got an understanding after you broke it down to the young woman before, and I have one question.
Yes, ma'am.
Where do we start? I was looking at your resources above, and there are a lot of resources. I'm 26 years old. I graduate in December. I have about $26,000 in student loans that I want to pay off by the time I'm 30. It just seems like this is where I need to be. Where would I start as far as your resources go above?
You can start with the book while you're still in school. Okay.
Okay. Start with the book. Okay.
Start with the book, and then we have over 50 episodes of how to pay off a mortgage in 7 years on YouTube.
And what about student loans?
Oh my goodness, student loans. We say mortgages, but it's actually all loans.
Okay, cool. Okay,
Yeah,
no problem.
all loans. And then when you're ready, you can contact us through that card, and then we can take a look at your student loans and see how we can develop a plan where you can pay off all of your loans in an average of 5 to 7 years.
That's amazing. Thank you.
You are so welcome. Jared, what's going on, man?
Quick question in the chat. They asked if do they get a spreadsheet that gives them the breakdown of the month, year, and date, or do they get to download software?
Okay, so here's what we're doing. Number one, spreadsheets can only take you so far. So what we do is not a spreadsheet. Okay, spreadsheets you can get for free. But what happens with a spreadsheet, you have to put in, I'm going to put in my spreadsheet how much I want to put on my debt every month, and it will calculate when you're going to be done. But what a spreadsheet can't do is take care of you when you have 2 flat tires in a month and you weren't planning on that. Now, that extra money that you are planned to put on your debt that month, you can't, and it blows your spreadsheet right up. When you get back to where you can start putting money on the debt again, the spreadsheet does nothing to catch you up. So if you had to take 2 months off, now you're 2 months behind, paying more interest than you need to, and it starts to compound every time something comes up to blow up your spreadsheet. What you want is a dynamic program that is not downloadable. It is cloud-based. Okay? And I'm not an expert in this area. All right? But I'm sorry, Jared is. So folks, what we're doing here is the reason why we have a cloud-based computing platform instead of a downloadable one. Jared, can you give us a good reason why our system is cloud-based instead of downloadable? Why would you think we're doing it that way, Jared? I mean, yeah. Uh-oh. Is he are you in a bad space?
Sorry, I got background noise right now.
Okay, that's okay. So I'll tell him the reason why you don't want to download our program and it's cloud-based is because there are smart people out there in Jared's world. So smart that if they downloaded our program, guess what? They would find a way to reverse engineer it. And it's ours. There you go. So we want to make sure.
Let's get the online question.
I'm sorry?
He was just saying we're going to get the online question once you're done, but continue.
All right. So this is what we're talking about, folks. So you want to have a system not only that is cloud-based for this reason. Anywhere that there's an internet connection, you can have access to your information. You don't want to put years into something and then your computer crashes and lose all of your data. That's the main reason.
If I can just drop in there, Don, I know
Come
I'm
on.
not Jared, but the other reason is that as updates are being applied to the system, you get the benefit and the leverage of those updates as well. As rules change, as new financial principles are applied, you get the benefits of those updates as well. And I'm saying this because I have an opportunity cost calculator as a P.I.L.L method client. So a lot of times folks think that the reading of the amortization schedule is the P.I.L method. And Don does a really good job of helping people understand that that's the value he's giving you for free in these rooms. That's what you can take and start using right now. But if you want critical point analysis, if you want an opportunity cost calculator, if you want the easy button, that's what I call it, right? Literally go look at the document. He showed it multiple times. It tells you what to put in savings, what to put on the debt. And it literally is as they say, follow the yellow brick road and you're done. You pay off the mortgage, you pay off all your debt in that time frame. If you want that, then you will need to sign up, get the savings and earnings report. The report is a PDF. It's going to show you all of your numbers. It's going to give you information to be able to make a decision on. And I think that's a critical piece. You get the information so that you can make a decision. You can make a decision as to what you want to do next, how you want to move forward, whether you want to move forward with the P.I.L method or not. That's your decision. But the savings and earnings report, I think, is a no-brainer, fam. So go ahead and get that thing. This is the question that we have online.
Go right ahead, man.
This is here. Here's our question online. It's from David Hunt.
Yes.
David, what's good, man? This is one of my guys. If you are planning to sell your house in the next 6 months, planning on selling your house in the next 6 months, can you still use the P.I.L method to save?
Oh man, listen, that's a perfect question. And here's the perfect question that you answer question with. And some people don't like when you answer a question with a question, but I'm gonna do it anyhow. When is the best time to start saving money? Kirk?
Right now.
Right now. Okay, so folks, here's what we want to do, because if you plan to sell your house, okay, start saving money right away. All right, even if it's only going to be in there for 6 months, because guess what? Your plan was to sell it in 6 months. Your plan was to move in 6 months, and you say, I'm going to wait. But something happens and your plans change, and 6 months can easily turn into 6 what? Years. Okay. And so you said, I could have started and then put myself in a better financial position. But guess what? Even if you're on point and you can do it in 6 months, then what are you going to do when you get into your next house?
Very good.
You see, I had a person just give me a call. All right. And when they gave me a call, they said, we're getting a brand new mortgage. And they gave us they gave us 4 different interest rates with 4 different down payments. Okay. And from 4.5% interest rate all the way down to 4.125 interest rate. And when we took a look at putting all of that in and figuring out how much do you have to pay to get the lower interest rate, and then how much interest you would actually pay using the P.I.L method system, out of those interest rates, this family chose not the 4.125 interest rate. They chose the 4.5 interest rate because it's actually going to help them to save money and get out of debt faster with the higher interest rate. So what did I just say? They became clients a while ago. And they can call up now and say, when I get my new mortgage, Don, what is the best mortgage? What is the best mortgage configuration to get? Because they're already clients, they can ask questions like that and keep from making huge financial mistakes following the gurus that say, get the lowest interest rate possible. But that information is based on a 30-year loan. They're not going to keep their loan for 30 years. They're only going to be in it for 7. So everything that the gurus are telling them based on being in the loan 30 years does not apply to them. So they need new information. Which interest rate is going to facilitate helping us get out of debt cheaper and faster? It's the 4.5 interest rate for them, not the 4.125. Boom. That's what we're talking about. The best time to save money is now. Get with the P.I.L.L method now, because that's not your only financial question that you'll ever have. You're going to have more questions. And what do you want? Do you want the new financial literacy, or do you want the old financial literacy? And let me tell you about the old financial literacy. Let me tell you how good it is. Out of all the people you know with mortgages, who know the old financial literacy, less than 10% of the people you know will ever pay a mortgage off, because they're following the old financial literacy. Less than 10% of the people you know. And I'm not making this number up. Just count it up. I don't care how old you are. Count up all the people you know that had a mortgage that actually paid it off. It'll be less than 10% of the people you know. So if the old financial literacy was worth its salt, why do we have a 90% failure rate in paying off our debt, when the P.I.L.L method has a 99% success rate? Have mercy. That's what I love talking about, folks. I love talking about this. All right. So, Jared, are you in a good space?
Yes, I'm in a good space now. Armando has a quick question for you.
All right, I'm ready.
Hi, good morning. I just wanted to know, what is the cost structure for this service?
Okay, we get that question a lot, Armando. But here's what I'm going to tell you this. Our average client, okay? Let me do it this way. And it's going to be a longer answer than you probably wanted. But when somebody says, how much do you charge? All right. I've got kids. We had a person who has, student loans, and that's all they have. All right. Let's say they have $80,000 in student loans. I also have clients that have $4 or $5 million in commercial property. Would it be fair for us to charge them the same amount of money, Armando? Sir, are you there? If you're speaking, you're on mute.
Sorry. No. That's why I asked the phrase the question I did
Yeah.
as cost structure.
Okay. We have over 20 price points. This is why it is important to do a savings and earnings report, so that you can know how it all applies to you. When you put that in, you're going to know the month, day, and year you're going to be debt free, and how much interest you can save. And then the savings and earnings report also kicks out one of the 20 price points that we have. And then you can compare what are my benefits that I'm going to receive according to the cost that is generated. And here's what you're going to find out. The amount of interest that you save is going to be way more than the cost it is for a lifetime program.
So just to be clear,
yes,
if I go on and I put all my information in
mm-hmm.
Via that portal that you directed us to on
Yes.
your page here. And from there, I'll get a report, and someone, I guess, will reach out to me, whether email or
Mhm.
whatever. Someone will reach out to me, and I'll get a report, and I will see what the potential savings will be. And then at that point, I can decide whether or not I want to continue with your service and pay for the service.
Exactly.
Or is it that I'm giving my information and then I need to pay for the report and then pay for the additional services?
Oh, no. You don't pay for the report.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Awesome.
so you will pay for the consultation though, but you don't pay for the report. It says, well, and say, well, do I have to pay for the consultation to get the report? You know, we get that question all the time. If you call up our office and say, let me see the report first before I pay for the consultation, we'll email it out to you, let you study it.
All right, that's fair.
Yep. And then people call. Listen, you'd be surprised when we send something out that looks something like this, folks. Watch this. We're going to send out a report that looks something like, let me pull up one of these. Okay. No, not that one. Okay. All right. We're going to send out a report here. And they said, well, can we see the report first? He said, yeah. All right. So, and this is a brand new loan for $204,000. We're going to show something like this. In the first 60 months on this loan, you're going to pay it down by 18 grand. It'll cost you $37,000 in interest to do that. And then the bank wants a total of $143,000 in interest to pay off your loan over 30 years. And we're going to give this to you. Instead of paying the bank $143,000 to pay off a $204,000 loan in 30 years, you're going to only pay out $41,000 to pay it off in 7.5 years. And then your interest savings is going to be $108,000. And then we show you how much you're going to pay for this. And then people call back within like 2 or 3 minutes. Can I pay for the consultation? Can we get in now? All right. Because they get to see this ahead of time. And guess what, folks? It's this, when we give you this information, it's a lifetime warranty. If we don't accomplish this and you follow all of our examples, you get your money back. And what you're also going to learn is that in 17 years, the P.I.L.L method has an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau with no complaints. How about that? So not only are we promising, we are delivering. And when people see what we deliver, guess what? When we actually put it in the actual program, they save even more money and pay off in less time than the estimate. So not only are we delivering, we are over delivering for the cost. And what Kurt was talking about is we're constantly updating the system. We thought about the Microsoft system, whereby if you want to keep using Microsoft Word, you got to keep paying. Once you come into our program, it's one payment for life. All updates to the program are free. All the updates. There's nothing else to pay. I just got word when we do our seminar in May, I just got word that there is a person right here in Huntsville that's going to be paying off his 4th mortgage. Started in 2008, is going to be paying off his 4th mortgage soon. He and his wife are coming to tell their story. I just got word. They're coming to and we're going to give you more information about this. But guess what? He paid for the program in 2008. He hasn't paid another dime since. And now they're paying off their 4th home. So folks, here's what you want to ask 2 questions. What is my cost and what is my benefit? If my benefit outweighs my cost, there is no cost. There's only a net benefit. Thank you for bringing your question to the stage, Armando. Do you have another question for us?
I don't. Thank you for answering the question.
You are so welcome, sir. All right, Jared, what's going on in your world, man? What's up? What's up?
All right, we got 20 minutes left. We'd love for you to come on stage and ask a question. So if you would like to get your question answered, feel free to raise your hand, come to stage, or ask your question online. Make sure to click the greenhouse and follow the club, as well as make sure to follow Don. But Don, if no other questions come up, what would you like to end the room with?
Well, listen, I would like to end the room with just helping people to understand more and more about what it is that we're doing. And when we get to do that, folks, let me see here. Let me see what I have here. Let's go back. Let me see if I can. Let's see if I have to. There we go. All right. I've got the program back up on the screen to end this session. I want to talk about, has anybody ever heard of the debt snowball and how you pay off the smallest debt? And then when you pay off the smallest debt, you take that money and pay off the next smallest debt. The debt snowball has worked for years, but it's highly inefficient. We're going to show you in the last example here why the debt snowball is highly inefficient, and we should use an opportunity cost calculator to make that decision instead of a rule of thumb, or what we call in the book a heuristic. A heuristic is a shortcut that will save you some money, but it won't save you the maximum amount of money, and it's actually going to end up costing you big time. So here's a situation where we have just learned that the program that we're looking at starts out in January, and it's going to pay off the Visa by March. Visa is going to be paid off. So we're going to take a look at the debt in here and see what we have. We have an auto loan. We've got the Visa payment, which is a $50.88 minimum payment. And we have the mortgage, which is at $200,000. Okay. So if we pay off the Visa, which is the smallest one first, and that the program actually picked this one. All right. Pay off the smallest one. Now we have this $50.88. If we take all of our resources plus the $50.88, according to debt snowball theory, we should attack the car loan. All right. So when we open up the car loan, it's a 5-year loan. Do you realize that using this program, we can pay off the 5-year loan in just 2 years, maybe even a year and a half? Wow. Okay. So because of the debt snowball says we should attack the next smallest loan. So if we pay off that car loan in the next 2 years, we've got the good feeling of paying off that car loan. And now we can take all the money and start attacking the money that used to go to the credit card, the money that used to go to the car loan, the $400, $460 going to the car loan. Now, all of that money, over $500, can be added to the mortgage payment every month to help knock it out. But guess what, folks? We just found out that we're going to totally focus on the car loan for 2 years, all of our money, and make minimum payments to the mortgage. So what we're going to do now is go into where it says preferences in the program. We're going to take a look at the preferences, and we're going to click on where it says program focus settings. When we click on that, it says the program is set to automatic. The program, the algorithm, the one that crunches thousands of bits of data per second, is going to make the choice of how much to pay and when and what debt. Because it says right underneath here, when the focus is set to automatic, the program will automatically optimize the order you pay off debts to become debt-free. You may change the focus setting. However, this could have a negative impact on your overall results. So let's take a look at this. I can hit the drop down here and see all of the debt that's in here. Now, if I can let the program be automatic and choose, or I can override the program and say, you know, I want to do straight debt snowball theory. And I need you to take a look at the everything here. Ooh, you know what? I need to reset this first. Let me reset the account, put it back to the original, and let me show you.
While he's doing that, can you let people know how they can see this on their laptop, desktop, or iPad?
Ms. Kenyatta, are you in the house?
All right, I'll jump in.
I am.
All right. How can they see it? How can they see this example, Ms. Kenyatta?
Oh, I was just talking. You want to go to ice10kvideos.com. That's ice10kvideos with an S.com. And you are going to go straight to YouTube where you can see these examples, but don't stop there. Go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, and share.
All right. So now we've got here that we're going to be out of debt in 7.8 years up here, and we're going to save $197,297 in interest. But we want to make a choice. We're going to go to preferences. We're going to go over here to program focus settings. We're going to hit automatic, hit the drop down, and you say, you know what? We want the good feeling of paying off the car. So we're going to go down here and click on the auto loan. And for the next 2 years, we're going to focus on paying off the car and be done with it and get those good feelings. So we're going to click on auto loan and see what the program does with that. So after it updates, okay, oh, it looks like we're still at around 7.8 years, but we were saving $179,000 in interest savings. Now we're down to $177,000. To pay off the car early is actually going to cost us $2,000 in interest to do that. What? It's going to cost me more interest, not less? Let me show you what happened. We're going to change this back to automatic. And still, we want to save $179,000. I'm going to go into the accounts and show you why the debt snowball is inefficient. We're going to go in and we're going to open up the auto loan. I'm going to click here on the history. Well, I'm going to see if I can make this just a little bit bigger so we can see these numbers over here on the left. Okay. The principal payment on the auto loan is $377.08. That's where it starts. The interest payment on the auto loan is $83.33. The interest payments go down from there as you start to attack the auto loan. So you are saving $80 payments. You are saving quite a bit of money by paying off the auto loan in the way that we do that, because we're focusing on interest savings. But if you override the program, it's only focusing on the auto loan for the next 2 years. So if we go back into the accounts tab and click on the mortgage, while you are focusing on the auto loan for 2 years, look at this. Does it make sense to focus on eliminating an auto loan and only focusing on the auto loan that only costs you $83 a month, while your mortgage is costing you $1,000 a month, $900 a month, $800 a month? Does it make sense to focus only on the auto loan for the next 2 years and get the good feelings of paying off the auto loan, while you're paying for the next 2 years all of this interest on the mortgage and totally ignoring it? When you would only have to prepay like $200 to save $1,000 in interest. That's why you want an opportunity cost calculator instead of just trying to use a rule of thumb and use the debt snowball or the avalanche methods. They work, but they're inefficient. You're going to pay far more interest using those methods then this opportunity cost calculator that is designed to save you the maximum amount of interest per dollar. Well, Jared, that's it for today. Listen, another 2 hours has flown by, man, and we need to get some moderator intros in here. Outros. But guess what? We're going to be back here on Sunday, March 13th.
Which is your birthday.
We're going to be back here March 13th for my birthday, and then we're going to be off a week. Folks, enjoy your vacation. We'll be here on March 13th, which is my birthday. I'm actually going to spend my birthday with you all. So tell everybody, come on in for the party. And I'm going to talk to 10K and see if we can come up with some giveaways for my birthday. And it's going to be a grand old time in here. And then we're off for a week because of spring break in a lot of parts of the country. We're going to be off a week, and then we'll be back the following Monday. I'm going to do Sunday, then we're going to be off the next week, even the next Sunday, and we're going to be back the following Monday, right back at it, sharing with you all of this great information. Thank you so much, folks, for being here. Jared, let's go ahead and give the folks their outros. We need to learn about everybody on stage.
All right, Kirk, you go, and then we'll go YCO and up.
All right. I didn't quite hear all of what Jared said, but I think he said, Kirk, it's on you, right?
So, yeah, that's correct. That's correct.
It's always a pleasure to be here in the P.I.L.L Method Club, in the P.I.L Method Room with the entire crew. We always have a great time. And again, Don does such a phenomenal job at explaining very detailed answers to people. I think it's not just the value that you're providing in this room, Don, but it's also the way you are answering questions. It really handles people with care, right? Because these can be sensitive topics. People are talking about their finances. Sometimes it can be embarrassing, but you handle them with care. You do that like a pro, and I love that. That's not something you can teach. This is what I'm getting to. My point is, he has value to offer, and he offers it in his unique way because of his story. And his story informs not only how he handles people, but it informs what he's able to share, the value he's able to provide. And if you want to mine from your story the value that you have to offer, so that you can have your own live show and be able to share with people that journey that you've taken and help them to take that journey as well, and use live video to do it, then definitely tap in with me at kirk10klive.com as the official live video coach and producer in the P.I.L Method Club.
The official. There you go. That part. All right. Miss Tiffany, Miss YCEO.
Hey, I'm here. I'm back. Hi, everybody. I hope you had a fantastic time today. You know, I just can't get enough of this room because at the end of the day, we're here to help you save money. Well, I'm Tiff, the YCEO. I hail from the great state of Ohio. And yes, I sued the largest bank in America. I fought the ultimate predator, lender, and won. And I can tell you how to do the same thing because I'm also a certified executive leadership business coach where I help you scale. I'm a specialist. I call myself the scale specialist because I help CEOs right here on Clubhouse scale their business and take their dreams to a whole new level. I started by helping Sean at 10K Cards revamp his entire product line and add new assets to his business. I also helped Jonathan Dean and the crew over in Debate the News to get their information online and start scaling and multiplying. And I helped create their podcast. And now I'm over here as the official compliance officer and executive director of the P.I.L Method seminars held at the Gaylord Resort Hotel. I negotiate the contract. I bring on corporate partners and assets needed to ensure that it is a prepaid event. I don't want you to go in debt. How are we going to teach you how to clear up your debt and you going in debt for an event? Oh, I don't think so. There's a difference between a professional and a novice. So make sure you hire a professional, not a novice. I hold a couple of degrees. I hold 3 degrees, actually. And what I can tell you is I've been doing this a long time, over 20 years. And I don't only work as a compliance strategist, I've also planned multiple events, I've taken over entire universities with my team. And I can tell you that it is possible to ensure that you don't go in debt when you're trying to do good. And that's the message I'm trying to send here. Oh, and also, I am the authority figure on Clubhouse, and I'm becoming known as the Sue expert because there's a gentleman who was stalking me actually here on Clubhouse, and I didn't even know it. And I found out from people I didn't know, not people I knew, but people I didn't know who was there, who reported it back to me. And now the authorities are involved over 2 states because I am that one. So if you want to test me, come on in. I promise you, I know exactly what to do to help you. And if you're in trouble, come on in because I'm also working with the authorities over here at Clubhouse, and they got their own investigation. Oh, I tell you, you better live the truth because one day you're going to be called to task on it. I'm Tiffany Davison right here, the Wise CEO, and I can back that, sweetheart.
All right, who's next?
I would love to, but I'm on a buyer consult, so I'm gonna have to skip.
All right. All right. Credit Goddess.
I'm here. I'm sorry.
There
I'm
you
in a
go.
team meeting. I'm in a team meeting. I'm gonna be really quick. Hey everyone. My name is Rosalora Lewis, also known as Credit Goddess, all things credit. I'm a credit score improvement strategist, business credit consultant, and a credit educator at Be Free University, and the official credit expert at the P.I.L.L Method with the P.I.L.L Method family. So I thank you so much for being here with us and always tuning in with us when we're live. If any of you guys are interested in any of my services, whether it's done for you, personal or business credit, or DIY, because there's no excuse why you're not getting your credit together, definitely tap in with me. You guys can text your name, email address to the number in my bio. That's 888-557-5778. An automated message will be sent to you to get started as far as booking your consultation with me. If you want to know exactly where you need to be in terms of your credit, so that way you can start on your credit journey into buying your first home or getting funded for your business, definitely do the personal credit analysis. This will give you a detailed credit analysis to tell you exactly where you need to be with your credit, what you need to do to improve it, so that way you'll be in the best position to qualify for whatever loan that you're trying to apply for. I know many of you guys are afraid or think that your credit is horrible. I don't believe in horrible credit because guess what? There's no such thing as a credit score. It's all about your credit profile. What does your financial resume say? So let's talk about it. Let's get you in the best position. Let's optimize your credit profile to get you the best rate and the best term out there. So again, my name is Credit Goddess. Thank you guys so much for being here, and we'll see you on Sunday.
Yes, we will see you back on Sunday, Don's birthday. And I just want to encourage everyone to share this information because people lie, numbers don't. And so in this room, we focus on the numbers and on saving you money by canceling the interest. That's what we're here for, and that alone. And my part that I play in this room is to help you find a deal, finance that deal, cancel the interest on that deal to get you in yet another deal. And so, as always, we appreciate your presence and pray that we've earned the privilege of your time and come back with more people so we can help them. Thank you.
We can't hear you.
Jared, come on, man.
Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Jared Albritton. I talk a lot about tech, the metaverse, getting your startup funded. Check out my bio, check out my replays, and you can check out all my information on Twitter as well as on Instagram. So see you in these Clubhouse streets. Back to you, Don.
All right, folks, listen, we're going to be right back here on Sunday. I so appreciate you. And what you can do for us is you can buy the book and share the book. You can get your savings and earnings report done and share your results with other people. You can get all of that on my 10K card, which is 10K Live, 10KLive.com. ICE10KLive.com. It's on the screen, folks. ICE10KLive.com. And once you do that, you're going to be getting that, helping us get the information out. You can also help us by following me, following the club, getting the information out, and then going over to Instagram, following us there, and following us on YouTube. Go to YouTube. click subscribe, click the notification bell, and just few of the videos. I'm going to ask you to like 5 videos. Watch 5 videos and like 5. That's it. Like 5. You're going to be helping to get this information out to millions. And what you've learned here, other people can learn as well. Thank you so very much for all that you're doing. We're going to be right back here Sunday morning at 8:30 a.m. Central Time, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, and to do it all over again. All right? Kurt Nugent, take us out.